All right, it's time to talk about FLUX Power stock again. If you followed my channel, you would know that I am a big fan of this company and this investment opportunity. It's a very much unknown play in the stock market, not just from Wall Street, but also other retail investors. I have yet to see basically any other YouTuber talk about this company, but I think this investment opportunity is one of the best out there. And like I said, I've talked about this company before on my channel. The reason I don't continue to talk about them again and again and again is because every single time I upload a video on them, the stock goes up 10, 20% the next day because you guys end up liking this company so much. So in saying that, to protect myself, I realize that when I make videos on this company, it can move the stock price, but that is not my intention at all. My intention is not to manipulate stock prices whatsoever. This is a company that I believe in for the next 5 to 10 years. And that's another note that a lot of, some of my followers, I should say, that they point to FLUX Power's recent stock price performance, down 45% year to date, and they say, this is a failure, Rex. What are you doing? But people don't realize with FLUX Power, like I said, this is a 5 to 10 year investment opportunity, in my personal opinion. I'll get into my spreadsheet at the end of this video, but I believe I can turn a $10,000 investment into $750,000 over the next 10 years if my projections for the company end up being correct. And I'm not just going blind into my projections. I actually get access to H.C. Wainwright, which is a Wall Street analyst firm. I get access to some of their research reports. So I got some of my projections from them directly for 10 years out. But yeah, the difference between gambling and investing in the stock market is with the stock market, you actually have much better odds than you do gambling, but the key is you have to have patience, and nobody has patience. I shouldn't say nobody, but very few people, very few retail investors in particular, have the amount of patience required to set themselves up to beat the rest of the markets. This is a long and lonely road. By individually stock picking, you are saying that you disagree with how everybody else in the stock market is valuing a company. So by nature, you're going to get grief. You're going to get crap. People are going to call you dumb. People are going to call you stupid. But in the end, it doesn't really matter if you can look back and say, I made money and you were on the sidelines telling me I was dumb. A great example of this is CleanSpark. If you followed my YouTube channel, CleanSpark's a great example of this where everybody doubted that play, but we didn't. We believed in the management team, and we laughed at the end of the day because everybody else was significantly underperforming our performance because we invested in CleanSpark above a lot of other stocks out there in the Bitcoin mining sector. But, I went on a little bit of a tangent to start this video. I just wanted to make it clear this is not a short-term play. In fact, with individual stock picking, I'm excited when I see FLUX Power down 45% year to date because it means I get to own and accumulate more of this company for an even cheaper valuation. So my overall pie, my overall ownership of this company can grow much easier short term in order to see even more long-term gains. But really quickly, if you're new here or returning not yet subscribed, please subscribe down below. We have one of the fastest growing stock market YouTube channels on this platform. If you appreciate videos like this, also hit that like button for me. Help spread this video out to other investors on YouTube. It helps me out tremendously. With that, thank you guys so much. I'm incredibly blessed, incredibly grateful for each and every one of you that chose to watch this video, click on this video, and hear what I have to say. Without further ado, let's get into this. So a really quick overview of what FLUX Power does. We saw they're a $2.75 stock, and their market cap is less than $46 million. So if you had $46 million, you could acquire this entire company. And if I had that sort of money, I probably would, because I think the immediate ROI of owning these shares and taking the company private it'd be astounding. Anyways, this company, they manufacture lithium-ion batteries. But the reason I like FLUX Power is because they manufacture these batteries for industries that need these batteries now. So we're talking material handling, we're talking ground support equipment at airports, we're talking warehouse robotics, we're talking about stationary energy storage for solar-powered electric vehicle charging stations. The list goes on and on. They're all listed here. But what's particularly of interest to me, and it always has been, is this company's customer base. I mean, these are the largest companies in the world choosing to work with FLUX Power, a $46 million company. That's incredible to me. And over the past year, FLUX Power has been able to raise their prices on their batteries on these Fortune 100 customers. So this is, again, a $45 million company that has pricing power of over some of the biggest and most powerful companies in the entire world. We're talking about Frito-Lay, we're talking about Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, Costco, Walmart, Nissan, Caterpillar. The list goes on and on and on and on. Delta Airlines, for example. It's just incredible. And we also consider the fact that this company is on the brink of profitability. It's been delayed somewhat, which obviously as an investor you never want to see. But, this previous earnings report in Q3, it was probably less than desired. It wasn't very exciting. The numbers came in below expectations, but it didn't change the fact that this is a tremendous buying opportunity for this company. Was the quarter disappointing? Yes, but did it change the overall investment outlook? No. You'll notice with these companies, their customer list, a lot of them are goods focused, where, we've covered this on the channel in the past. The goods sector of our economy has been feeling pain. It's been in a recession. There's been a rolling recession going through the goods economy. And despite that, FLUX Power has been able to continue to grow their revenues outside of the most recent quarter. That's a really powerful thing because it's been an unfavorable economic environment for this company. And when this economic environment turns back around in the goods economy and this rolling recession turns into a rolling recovery, you can do the math. It could get really exciting, the growth rates FLUX Power could see. You'll see that Flux also has, they're trying to diversify their product offerings. And this has been a huge emphasis for them the last 2 quarters, kind of pushing the go pedal, the gas pedal on diversifying their revenue streams, going into adjacent markets like airport ground support equipment, things like that. They even talked about a contract with the Department of Defense, how they've submitted bids for the Department of Defense to manufacture batteries for them, provide batteries for the Department of Defense, which would make the government a customer of this company. This is really just a hidden gem the more I talk about this. But you can see from 2022 to 2023, and even from 2021 to 2023, ground support equipment has become a much bigger piece of the pie of FLUX Power's overall revenue breakdown, their revenue streams. And material handling has actually become a less big portion of their pie, again, because the material handling sector has largely been going through recession. So they've diversified a lot of their resources and their attention to ground support equipment, which is far less impacted by the goods recession we've seen. But for the rest of 2024, they've already talked about it. And for 2025, 2026, it's likely. We're already seeing signs that the goods sector of our economy is bottoming, starting to bounce back. And as that happens, the material handling revenues are going to skyrocket once again. It's just a matter of time. The reason Q3's numbers were somewhat disappointing, and they talked about this, was there have been certain delays. There haven't been cancellations, but there's been certain delays when it comes to purchasing batteries from FLUX Power and transitioning and honestly purchasing new forklifts. A lot of FLUX Power's business comes from private label programs with 2 of the largest forklift manufacturers in the world. They are a private label. They have a private label program with those 2 companies. And they're just now launching that second program, which is going to bolster the revenue, boost the company's revenue even more. It's really exciting. But again, you have to kind of read through the tea leaves to really be excited about this. And with FLUX Power, the reason I like it is it's so easy to recognize an overreaction. The fact that FLUX Power stock is down over 45% year to date, that is an overreaction. But that overreaction has happened when every single day, only about 60,000 shares of FLUX Power get traded hands. Only 60,000. It's crazy. So a simple 10,000 share purchase order or sell order can move this stock 10%, 15% because the order book is so thin. But that opens up opportunities to make really good buying opportunities. Now, am I really concerned about buying FLUX Power at $4 or $2.75? No. But if I can get it at $2.75 from people overreacting and one small sell order going through that tanks the stock price, I'll take $2.75 over $4 any day of the week. And the other thing that's exciting is FLUX Power's customers, they're sticky customers. When FLUX Power signs on a new customer, that customer is looking for a long-term relationship with FLUX Power. It's evidenced by how the revenue of customers that have been acquired since during 2017 have exploded. This is the light blue bar here that has grown every single year since 2017. The customers that they acquired in 2017 that did $1 million in revenue maybe are now giving the company $45 million of revenue every single year. What is this, 6-7 years later? And this is the case basically for every single year. 2018, maybe not, but 2019, which is the gray box, yes, those revenues from those customers have grown. The dark blue box has kind of stayed the same, but that's since 2020, since the pandemic. But this is a common trend where customers are very sticky. Over time, they give FLUX Power even more business because FLUX Power does a good job. And you will never hear a company or a customer of FLUX Power's complain about what they've received from FLUX Power. And they break this down even further if you're not yet sold. Shipped purchase orders up to $3 million. JBS or Toyota, Costco, Subaru, Toyota again, Clark Material Handling. The list goes on, but then they have shipped purchase orders up to $17 million. Nissan, Beam Global, PepsiCo, Delta Airlines, Frito-Lay, just absolutely crazy stuff. And again, I can't get over the fact that this is a $46 million company. This year in 2024, FLUX Power will do over $60 million in revenue. They're doing more revenue than their market cap, which might not be all that crazy for a small cap company that's super risky, but FLUX Power is on the brink of profitability. They're right there. A year from now, this will be a profitable company, which is why I say that if I had $46 million at my disposal, I would take this company private today as soon as I could, because the immediate ROI I could get on that would be astounding. And again, that's just another thing that should back up your investment thesis when investing into a company. If you could outright buy the entire company, would you be happy with getting the cash flows of that company for the rest of your life? With FLUX Power, I think so. I really do. I've already talked about it, but if you don't trust my word, the reason that the third quarter saw a slowing of revenues was they had continued lumpiness from timing of deliveries of customer new forklift orders and interest rate variability. It's just temporary uncertainty that is making investors sell this company and making investors choose not to buy this company. I mean, are you kidding me? When the long-term prospects and tailwinds for this company are so favorable, people are choosing to be this short-sighted in choosing whether or not to buy this company. This is a huge trap that retail investors fall into. They want immediate returns, immediate. And if it doesn't happen, it's a failure. Not in my book. And yeah, I can take all the hate. Give me all the hate in the comment section, on Twitter, whatever it is. I'll gladly take that if in 5 years from now, my investment has returned what I think it will in this company. They even clarified that orders have not been canceled, just pushed out, and that they see signs of gradual return to their previous growth rate in the second half of calendar 2024. Where are we today? Well, we're halfway through June, which is the second half of 2024. So it's likely that their growth rates have already started to return. And they say they're now focused on additional selling strategies to support our historical sales trajectory as lithium adoption is growing and is now at 10% electric forklifts. And again, I've already mentioned it, but they've really hit the gas pedal when it comes to conference calls and investor presentations. They make it very abundantly clear that they are, quote, highly focused on expanding sales and marketing initiatives to secure new customer relationships and support continued migration to lithium of current customers. Some delays of customer orders stretch beyond current fiscal year. No lost customers, no lost orders to competition, no pullback from lithium adoption. And to support their targeted sales trajectory, they have new product launches of heavy-duty models addressing current customer demand. This is what customers want. This is not speculation on their part. They're adding salespeople to support customer demand. This is the first time they've really done this in the company's history. They're increasing marketing resources and initiatives. And they're launching, again, as I mentioned, this quarter, their second private label program for another top forklift original equipment manufacturer, which is what OEM stands for. Other business ventures include fast charging technology with a partner to provide prototype testing this summer, telemetry features for customer asset management, including nationwide installation for one of their Fortune 100 customers. That's a lot of revenue. That's basically straight profit. Development of machine learning and AI features for product support of large fleets, and automation of modularizing battery cells to launch this summer. They have selected cost reductions company-wide, ongoing, also selected pricing increases reflecting our total value add to products and customers rolling out, a new CFO, a new board member. These things should be very lucrative to increase demand for FLUX Power's batteries. Everything they're doing is the correct thing. And again, once this lumpiness works itself out and the goods sector can, it's already recovering in my opinion. As it continues to recover, FLUX Power is going to benefit tremendously. I think a big boon to the stock price will actually be the company's backlog, which I think they discuss here. They mention on this slide here, it's pretty small, that their backlog as of May 6th was $18.5 million, which was down from $30 million as of December, as of the end of 2023. If this backlog number goes back up to $30 million or higher, I think the stock price will probably follow. That's no guarantee. Honestly, I hope it doesn't follow because it means it's an even better buying opportunity. They also continue to talk about this $100 million revenue pipeline of high probability orders that stretch over the next 12 to 24 months. So they're telling you that's $100 million of additional revenue that they're very confident in receiving as a company over the next 12 to 24 months. There's just a lot of really exciting stuff going on for this company. Again, I really hope the stock price stays depressed. I hope it goes down further because I want to own more and more and more of this company. And another thing I like to look at when it comes to sales for the company is actually Anthony Perez's LinkedIn page. He's the shipping manager at FLUX Power. Every single Friday, he has a post like this, and this is really indicative to me that the growth of the company has already returned here in early June, where full truckload Friday, this was 3 days ago, so last week, they had 3 full truckloads of batteries that were shipped out last Friday alone. Then you go 3 weeks ago, another full truckload Friday. A month ago, another full truckload Friday. 5 weeks ago, another 3 truckloads full of batteries that got shipped out. And then I don't know if this was 6 weeks ago or what it was, but at least another 2 truckloads of batteries that were shipped out. So it's kind of this sort of research that I do that a lot of other investors don't do. And it's out there for you. This is why there is an edge in the stock market. But again, the key ingredient is patience, which a lot of people lack. And they just, for whatever reason, they don't have the ability to be patient. And I'm not talking being patient for a couple months or half a year or even 12 months. I'm talking 24, 36, 48, 60 months of patience. To beat the markets, that's the sort of patience you have to have. Fortunately, as a result of the 2022 bear market, I think I have done a good job of finding that patience within me. And again, I hope FLUX Power stock price actually goes down so I can buy more of it. And that might sound crazy to a lot of you out there, but that's just the way I look at investing. If 10 years from now, my $10,000 investment in FLUX Power could be worth $750,000, are you kidding me? Why would I care what happens over the last 2 months or the last 6 months or the next 6 months or the last 12 months? I should be focused on the next 5 to 10 years and making sure that the company is aligning themselves and setting themselves up for that success over the next 5 to 10 years rather than this short term that can be impacted by so many different factors and variables in the macroeconomy and factors that are outside of the management team's control. Now, the last thing I want to do is show you my FLUX Power price target spreadsheet. I give access to my spreadsheets and a bunch of other super cool perks to my paid monthly members who choose to support me monthly. I'm entirely self-funded. I am entirely independent. I think you guys value my independence. And if you guys want to support me, it means a lot to me. My Patreon link will be in the description below as well as the comment section, or you can hit the join button located right next to the subscribe button. It's like $5 a month is the lowest membership tier, and that works out to like 15 cents a day to be a part of my membership. Or, I don't know. I think I think I provide incredible value for the price of the membership. And again, you get to support me, and I like to think I'm a good voice. So if you want to support me, it means a lot to me. If not, I'm incredibly grateful for your support that you've shown me just by clicking on this video and hearing me out this far into the video. What are we, 20 minutes into this video? Crazy that you take the time out of your day to listen to me talk. Anyways, some of you may be interested in my revenue and profit numbers for this year and 2025 and 2026. Sure, I'll go through those really quickly. For 2024, I'm expecting a minus 5% revenue growth year over year. A lot of people will see that number and be discouraged, but next year I have that number recovering to 27% revenue growth and actually overall profitability and net income for the company. And in 2026, I have the company reaching 62.5% revenue growth, reaching $130 million of revenue, and at this point, really scaling up their overall profitability and net income for shareholders. I don't think this company will ever really dilute shareholders. They don't need to. They have a lot of credit facilities. They have really good inventory maintenance. And as the company becomes profitable, the need for outside capital and financing really goes down. Right now, there's only 16.5 million shares outstanding. Sure, that number might go up to 17 million, 17.5 million, maybe even 20 million shares over the next 10 years. But for the most part, I don't think dilution is a risk for investors in this company. Now, by 2034, this is what H.C. Wainwright has. They have the company reaching $475 million of revenue, which would be 516% growth from 2025's numbers. And it also works out to basically 22% compound annual growth rate. So that's really, really good over the next 10 years. And obviously, this could be looking like a completely different company 10 years from now, where it's delivering investors $6.64 of earnings per share or $110 million of net income for shareholders. You can see how this gets really exciting for me. I've done the math here just based on a simple price to sales valuation as well as a price to earnings valuation. Right now, as today's numbers, even despite the kind of disappointing Q3 results, I think the fair value for FLUX Power is actually around $22. That's at today's numbers, today's revenue numbers, and today's lack of profitability. I would buy FLUX Power up to basically $20 a share. Now, by 2026, I think that could expand to $34. But by 2034, I think this could be a $200 stock based on the company's ability to execute and scale up their company and grow their company. The management team has talked about 10xing the size of FLUX Power, which is really exciting when you think about it. And again, why would I be concerned about the next 6 months, the past 6 months, the next 12 months, the last 12 months, if 10 years from now, this is what's going to play out for the company? So as an investor, my job is really just to track whether or not the management team stays focused and stays on this overall trajectory to hit these numbers in 2034. And if that's the case, I'm going to kick the market's butt over the next 10 years. Again, I said I think I could turn $10,000 into $750,000. And the numbers can get even more exciting the more you invest, right? So my goal is to invest much more than $10,000 into this company. And I'm well on track to do so. But yeah, I really hope this stock stays down in share price. I don't care if it goes down short term. Some of you might think I'm crazy, but that's just where my investment philosophy and mindset is right now. I really don't care if the underlying fundamentals of the company stay strong. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comment section below a stock that you're buying, because I'm always looking for new companies to look into and potentially buy and add to my portfolio. Again, if you're new here or returning and not yet subscribed, please subscribe down below. I'm eternally grateful. I'm incredibly blessed that you guys even choose to watch my videos. If you're still here at this point, thank you so much. If you want to go the extra mile and support me even further by joining my monthly membership, I believe I can provide you immense value for the fee of this membership. Hit the join button down below, located right next to the subscribe button, or my Patreon link in the pinned comment. Without further ado, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay blessed. Keep 10 toes to the ground, your chin up. Peace out.